I'm really thrilled to be here and share a really important message with you today. And but before that, I'm going to just tell you a little bit about who I am, and then I'm going to tell you a story. So my name is Micaela Passeri, and I'm an emotional intelligence and business strategist. I work with entrepreneurial and business women in helping them to identify what's holding them back from really reaching the success that they want, having the life that they desire, and being fully fulfilled. And I didn't always do that. I didn't really always feel that I was capable of doing this type of work. So I'm going to share a little story with you. There I was in my hotel room in Bali. I was really nervous. My heart was beating because I knew that I had gone there to have a breakthrough. I could hear the birds chirping, beautiful sounds, choo, 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 choo. And the frogs, I don't know if you've ever been to Bali, but the frogs have this really deep gutter, a beautiful sound, gra, gra, and they were making this beautiful music. But as I was listening, I could feel my emotions running high. I started to feel a little fearful, I started to feel a little anxious, and a lot of thoughts started running through my mind, but I pressed forward. So I went to meet my fellow participants in this journey. See, I had gone to Bali on this transformational journey to have a breakthrough. I had been stricken with grief for many years. My father had passed away in a car accident in Bulgaria. I had been left by my daughter's father when she was only 1 year old. And I was really at the lowest point of my life, both emotionally, confidence was really low, didn't love myself. And so I had chosen, out of sheer despair, to do something different, to really expand and heal and find out what I could do with my life. So I chose to go on this journey. So I was there to have my breakthrough. So we're in the lobby, our coach comes, tells us to go on a bus, and we proceed to travel the beautiful streets of Bali. The bus stops, our coach tells us to get off and aligns us one next to each other, hands us a blindfold and tells us, put it on. So at that moment, I started freaking out. My heart was literally jumping out of my chest. And I started crying because I was like, oh my God, what is he gonna have us do? Is he gonna have us jump out of a plane? Is he gonna have us eat spiders or do these really crazy, scary experiences? Because you see, we had all gone there to face our greatest fears. And so I was freaking out. But I put on the blindfold. And at that moment, I feel someone grab my arm and say to me, you lead first. So there I was, blindfolded, scared out of my gourd. And I had to lead another 9 souls through the busy streets of Bali. Mopeds zipping by, beep, beep. You could hear people talk, and all I could hear was step forward, step left, step down, step right. So I was walking in the darkness, knowing that I was going on the right path. But sometimes we lead our lives in darkness thinking that we're on the right path, but maybe we're not, right? Or we're hoping to be on the right path, but maybe we're not. And a lot of times we're not because we get swayed by our emotions. We get taken off track by the thoughts that we make up in our head. So there were 3 things that I really learned from that experience. Number 1, that I am the creator of my own reality, right? I could have believed all the lies and all the thoughts that I was having, that we were going to do these crazy things, or I could have just stayed focused and centered in the moment. Number 2, that if I want something to happen, it's up to me. So if it's to be, it's up to me. If I want to have something happen in my life, I get to take actions. I get to set the intention, take the actions to have it happen, and see it through, be committed. And number 3, that what it took for me to be in that experience, live that experience, learn from that experience, come out of that experience was courage. Courage was really what brought me through. Every time I chose to move forward, it was not because I wasn't fearful, not because there was absence of fear within me, but because I chose to act even though I was afraid. I was courageous. And so courage is really that foundation to expansion. There's actually studies, and science proves that the frequency of courage is the deciding differentiator between fear, anger, grief, shame, and joy, love, happiness, openness, even enlightenment. Courage is where everything opens up. So there I was leading these people in the darkness. Oh my gosh, where were we going? All of a sudden our coach stops us, has us line up, and take our blindfolds out. And this is where I learned what courage can do for me, what it did for me, and what courage can do for you. Once we took our blindfolds off, we were in front of this beautiful scenery, jungle, green forest, greenery everywhere, beautiful waterfalls, and we were met by a staff of people that for the next 5 hours had us enjoy amazing food, drinks, massages, entertainment. Courage really can bring you gifts. It can bring you miracles. It can bring you possibility. It's really the starting point of everything. And from there, life was never the same. I wouldn't be the woman that is standing in front of you today if it wasn't for courage, and if it wasn't for taking the steps even though I was afraid. So if I can leave you with anything today, is even when sometimes you might be doubtful, when sometimes maybe you might be fearful, or you might feel that you cannot, dig deep and dig for courage, because courage will see you through. So I know that this is a really kind of out of the box and different conversation to have, and I would love to invite to continue the conversation with me if you choose to. I would love to share my calendar link with you, and you can book a quick call and we can continue this conversation and see how I can support you in tapping into your courage. So you can meet me later, and thank you so much.